Art isn't just a visual medium, it's also about all the other senses, including sound. So let's jump right into it. 5 artists in 5 minutes, all about sound. Luigi Russolo was an Italian futurist painter, composer, musician, builder of experimental musical instruments, and the author of the manifesto The Art of Noises. He's often regarded as one of the first noise music experimental composers, building a number of noise-generating devices called intonarumori. In The Art of Noises, he wrote, "At first the art of music sought purity, limpidity, and sweetness of sound. Then different sounds were amalgamated, care being taken, however, to caress the ear with gentle harmonies. Today music, as it becomes continually more complicated, strives to amalgamate the most dissonant, strange, and harsh sounds. In this way we come ever close to noise sound." He wrote that the Industrial Revolution had given the modern audience a greater capacity to appreciate more complex sounds. While he found melodic music confining, he envisioned noise music as its replacement. His instruments have either been destroyed or disappeared during World War II, and replicas have since been built. Nick Cave is an American dancer and performance artist best known for his sound suits. They're sculpted fabric costumes that are bright and colorful, whimsical and otherworldly, and also massive. They're pretty intimidating to stand next to. These wildly ornate outfits are shown alone standing, but are also worn in dance performances. Cave created his first sound suit with twigs that he collected at his local park. After putting it on and hearing the twigs clatter, he began to experiment with other found materials, including beads, buttons, sequins, socks, lint, and dyed hair. The sound suits completely cover the person, disguising their identity, gender, and race. Tony Conrad is an American experimental video artist, musician, composer, sound artist, writer, and teacher. In Unprojectable Projection and Perspective, Conrad staged a performance in the Turbine Hall at Tate Modern in London. Using the hall's central bridge as a stage, the performance featured an amplified string quartet, in which Conrad played violin, alongside industrial objects like electric drills and motors. Long, loose fabric hung high above the audience, on which Conrad projected shadows and films. Roji Akita is a Japanese sound artist who lives and works in Paris. His work is primarily concerned with the sound in raw states, such as sine tones and noise, often using frequencies at the edges of the range of human hearing. He writes on his work, "As an artist-composer, my intention is always polarized by concepts of the beautiful and the sublime. To me, beauty is crystal, rationality, precision, simplicity, elegance, delicacy. The sublime is infinity, infinitesimal, immensity, indescribably, ineffably." Test Pattern Enhanced Version is an immersive audiovisual installation that plays hypnotic abstract animation and hard-hitting electric sound. What first looks chaotic or random is actually built from the perfection of mathematical data. John Cage was an American composer, music theorist, writer, and artist. He was considered a pioneer of indeterminacy in music, electroacoustic music, and non-standard use of musical instruments. Perhaps his best-known composition is 433. During it, a musician walks onto stage and they don't play their instrument. In fact, they're instructed to do nothing except being present for 4 minutes and 33 seconds, then they exit the stage. But it's not just 4 minutes and 33 seconds of silence, it's all the sounds of the audience, the coughing, the whispering, the fumbling around. One experience that influenced his decision to make the piece was a visit to an anechoic chamber in Harvard University in 1951. When he entered the chamber expecting silence, instead he heard 2 sounds, one high and one low. The high sound was his nervous system, and the lower one was his blood circulating. He realized, until the day I die there will be sounds, and they will continue following my death. One need not fear the future of music. It challenges the assumption that music comes from musicians played on instruments. Instead, it is all the sounds that we hear. Funny enough, 30 years prior to the work, he said, By being hushed and silent, we should have the opportunity to hear what other people think. So there's 5 artists in the world of sound and music. There's a ton more out there. So be sure to leave your favorites in the comment section below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Close enough. And music. Oh my god.